What's up, home bartenders? Let's make homemade gentian liqueur. That's your very own Suze. So I've been on the hunt for a recipe for a very long time because this is really hard to come by where I live. And I got this bottle about 2 years ago, and as you can see, it's almost empty. So I've been trying to figure out a way to make my very own. So we're gonna make it here together for the very first time, and we'll see if it's as good as the real deal. We're gonna need some gentian root, citrus peels, a little knob of cinnamon, and some chamomile tea. For my spirits, I'm going with an unaged apple brandy and some overproof rum, but feel free to just use vodka. All right, get everything into a vacuum sealed bag. I'm doing this sous vide, but if you want, you can just stick all your ingredients in a mason jar, and that's gonna infuse for 2 weeks. Using sous vide, we're just speeding that up to 2 hours. So get everything in the bag, shrink wrap it. Make sure if you're doing this, you're using a shrink wrap machine that can shrink wrap liquids. That's very important. And then drop it into the water bath. It's set at 135 Fahrenheit, and that's going to infuse for 2 hours. Yeah, definitely I recommend using a sous vide machine if you're making your own liqueurs. It just speeds up the process. Look at that beautiful amber color. All right, we're going to open the bag and strain it through some cheesecloth. Infusion is finished. Our rum and our brandy has been infused with all the gentian and the other botanicals. Now we just have to sweeten it a little bit with some simple syrup. Now the recipe says 100 ml of simple syrup, and that is what I ended up using. However, I recommend going in increments to make sure that you don't over-sweeten it. We can always add syrup, we cannot remove syrup. So add half of it, give it a taste, and if it needs more sweetness, add the other half. At this point, the liqueur is finished. I recommend let it sit for a day and then strain it through a coffee filter to remove sediment. And then you gotta slap on that sexy label, of course. All right, so I did filter it once through a coffee filter. It is clearer, not fully clear. In order to get it fully clear, we'd have to filter it a few times, but I think I'm happy with it as is. Also, after 24 hours, the flavors have melded a lot better together, and I'm a lot happier with it now. Let's give it the official taste, however. This is the Suze. Strong gentian on the nose. Lovely gentian flavor, citrusy, and just the right amount of sweetness. Let's go with mine. The rum on the nose is a lot more present than the gentian. But that gentian packs a punch right on the palate, and it lingers. Taste-wise, there's a little more complexity to mine. It's citrusy. I do get a lot of the notes from the rum, a little hint of apple, but the apple brandy is kind of buried. That cinnamon, a bit of a note there, and the chamomile tea, could have used more, that's kind of gone. But am I happy with the choice of rum and brandy versus just plain vodka? I like it, but if you want a cleaner taste, go vodka. It'll probably be a lot closer to the Suze. All right, gentian liqueur is done. Now you're ready to make some amazing gentian cocktails, such as this Alcatraz cocktail. Wonderful blend of gentian with tequila, mezcal, and dry sherry. That is wonderful. Make sure you check out my videos on how to make some gentian Suze cocktails. And I'll have some new ones coming soon with my own homemade liqueur. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.